Montreal. Hours before the puck drops at Bell Centre, Elise Béliveau can be found in the Salon des Anciens Canadiens. She converses with family and friends, sharing laughs and stories of yesteryear in a room where walls are decorated with framed photographs of her husband, Jean Béliveau, who won 10 Stanley Cups as a Canadiens player and 7 more as a team executive. As she greets team staff members near the club's dressing room, arriving players from the current Canadiens smile and wave hello. She takes her seat 3 rows behind the Montreal bench minutes before the opening face-off, her white hair a beacon noticeable from the last row of the packed arena where her husband's No. 4 is ubiquitous. Elise Béliveau still loves the Montreal Canadiens. And the feeling is mutual. Jean Béliveau set the standard on how we should carry ourselves as players on the Montreal Canadiens, said Max Pacioretty, who is playing in his 10th season with the franchise and his 3rd as its captain. When I think of the perfect captain, I think of him. Seeing his wife behind the bench at games is always motivating for me. When I see her behind the bench after the anthem, I think of him, and it puts me in a different zone. Elise Béliveau, 85, has been a part of the Canadiens family for more than 60 years, becoming hockey royalty when she and Jean married at St. Patrick's Church in Quebec City in June 1953. She recently became a great-grandmother with the arrival of Arthur, named for Jean's father. Jean Béliveau, the gifted center known as Le Gros Bill, scored 507 goals over his 2-decade career. 3 years after his death, his wife remains steadfast in her support of the squad, a relationship forged when the Montreal Canadiens were perennial champions and core rosters stayed intact for years. Life goes by fast, it all seems like yesterday, she said before a home game last month against the Toronto Maple Leafs as she joined her daughter Helene in her family's corner of the Alumni Lounge. What I remember most about when Jean was playing was that we were all a family. We all went out together and had fun. When you're young, all you think about is having fun. On this evening, there is surplus star power at Bell Centre. Joining the gregarious former Canadiens winger Regen Howell, the president of the team's Alumni Association, were the Montreal greats Ivan Cournoyer and Frank Mahovlich, the former Rangers star Rod Gilbert and the Toronto Hall of Famer Dave Keehan. Elise Béliveau reveled in their presence, herself a luminary among luminaries. She laughed when asked how it felt to be a legend. He was the star, she said of Jean, captain of the Canadiens for 10 seasons. I just followed, and that was it. Equipped with stories of Canadiens greats across the decades, like Toe Blake, Elmer Latch, Maurice Richard and Bernie Geoffrion, Béliveau could reminisce for days. Some of her best vignettes are not even about hockey. She met her husband on a blind date while he was playing junior hockey in Quebec. While they were getting to know each other, she drove them everywhere in her mother's Studebaker. I didn't know a thing about hockey, and he didn't like driving, she said.